Hey, good afternoon. Hope you've had an excellent week. It's Brandon Devnich here from i3D Themes and Pegasus.com with this week's what we call the interactive. This is number 107. That's 107. Holy smokes, how did we climb up that high? Where we share what we're passionate about and what we've been working on in the i3D Themes design and code labs. So this week, my buddy Colin is away. And picking up his slack. Picking up the slack? Well, he's not slacking. He's taken well-deserved week off, and it's probably going to be... I don't think he's coming back next week. It's not early retirement. I hope not. Anyways, the weather isn't right for early retirement. So hopefully December 3rd he'll be back. Crossing fingers, because man oh man have I been working my butt off. Answering all the phone calls that he normally answers, the support tickets, the questions, the custom service questions, and while still trying to get work done on the Pegasus Accelerator plugin. I can't wait for him to get back though. But this has been a very productive week. If you'd watched my video last week, you would have learned that Google updated their PageSpeed Insights tool to version 5. It was a huge change. Instead of it based off of recommendations, it's now, like deferral of render blocking resources and minification of CSS and HTML and JavaScript and optimization of images. It's totally not like that anymore. You still have a page speed score, and it is a target to aim for, but it is based off of 5 metrics. You have your, let's see if I can remember this, first contentful paint. And what that is the first time the content has painted into your web browser. So like you get a background image or a background color that's applied to a page. And it blinks. So first contentful paint, first meaningful paint is when there's actually some stuff on the page. There is also the speed index. It is a metric that is combined of when all the resources are typically loaded into the page. There is time to interactive, which is a really important metric. It's been around for a little bit. You might have seen it if you've ever tested your web page at webpagetest.org. Basically, it's when enough of the content is loaded so the web page is ready to you can do something. The CPU is idle enough, everything is painted. It's really important, especially on mobile devices. And that is what this update is all about. This update is all about adjusting everybody's reality that you need to focus on your mobile performance. The performance of your website for mobile. You've probably heard it said before, there's well over probably 60% of search that goes through Google is done on a mobile device. So the dominant device used at Google, with Google, is a mobile phone. It may not be in your demographic, but that doesn't matter. If you satisfy your web pages to load fast for mobile, you're already satisfying the desktop. So target the mobile. Because in July, they updated their search index to be the mobile first index, which means they take a look at the content and the load time of your web pages as a mobile device. And if it doesn't respond well, if it's not mobile responsive, if there's hidden content for mobile users, and it doesn't load fast for a mobile device, well, not going to do very well. In any case, this latest update for PageSpeed Insights now uses data from Lighthouse, which is all about performance. And there's a couple other modules for Lighthouse. If you've never used Lighthouse before, if you use the Chrome web browser, you go to your developer panel, and it's one of the last tabs. It's called Audit. You can also go to web.dev, no .com, just web.dev. What a cool domain name, eh? And you can punch in your website address and find out not just your performance, but also your accessibility rating, your SEO rating, your rating if it were a progressive web app. Something tells me there's one other thing there too, and performance. In any case, they made all these changes. And there's one other metric that goes towards your page speed score after time to interactive, and that is the first CPU idle time. So you want to keep that down. And you could do everything. I'm not going to say wrong, but you could not do a bunch of things to your web page. Like you can decide to not minify the HTML or minify your CSS now. But if it still loads really, really fast for all sorts of other external reasons, that it gets into the web browser and it renders really quickly and it doesn't draw on the CPU, and your time to interactive and your speed index is really fast, you can get a great page speed score. So it's not necessarily about doing all these things, it's about how fast it reacts. So if you have developed a web page that has 10,000 sliders on it with a bazillion images, and there's a lot of animation that's going on in the background, chewing up the CPU on a mobile device, it's not going to score well. Okay, so that's the base of it. So we spent all of last week developing new techniques to make web pages for mobile devices load fast. Now, on the Sunday before Google updated their PageSpeed Insight tool, we had our Pegasus.com, which is our website for the Pegasus Accelerator website plugin. It was scoring 99 out of 100. The only reason we didn't get that one last little point was because we used Google Analytics, and it required, you can't cache those files, and so that was the one little penalty against us. In any case, we were at 99 out of 100, and then Monday morning, 39. Just like that. And it's not that anything changed, it's just the perception and the understanding that there are so many more opportunities that could be implemented. So we spent the week figuring out how to address these opportunities, and then started putting them into the plugin. So I now have Pegasus with a pending release candidate that has all of these new features in it, but I'm holding back probably another week because of this update. We are going to be including a whole bunch of metrics. We're going to be including the time to first byte and the average time to first byte, and understanding what that is for each of your pages. The first contentful paint, the first meaningful paint, the time to interactive, the speed index, and the first CPU idle. This is all data that we're getting from Google now in the API data that is returned to us from Google. What this is going to mean is that we are going to be able to quantify the impact of having an optimized website, because we can say, all right, before or without Pegasus, excuse me, your web page was loading. Now I actually tested even Pegasus.com. Okay, so our benchmark mobile time to interactive was 6 seconds without Pegasus installed. With it, 3.2. So it's about 3 seconds difference. So for every hit on a mobile device, that will save that person 3 seconds. If on desktop, the time to interactive without Pegasus was 1.6 seconds, which was very fast. I was surprised. And sorry, this is on non-home pages. Okay, this is on very lean pages, like not a lot of stuff going on, there's no sliders, short content. And the accelerated was 0.3 seconds, so it's a difference of 1.2. If you take a look at our home page, the difference for desktop was 3 seconds, and for mobile it was 11 seconds. So you break this down, if you have 1,000 hits per day, and you have, let's just say on average, 3 seconds per page, that's 3,000 seconds. So how many minutes is that per day? Got to do the math. 50 minutes? Almost an hour? Have I done the math right on that? I think I have. Almost an hour. 6. No, that's 360. Oh. Or is it almost 10 minutes? 10 minutes. Man, I'm going to have to ask Siri. In any case, you get the concept that there is true savings to having an optimized website. It's not just a page speed score. Yay, I've got 98, or ooh, I've got 92 for mobile. It's about how much time you're saving your visitor. And then imagine if we add up all the time of all the websites that are using Pegasus, what kind of human impact is Pegasus providing to the internet, the world? And then if we can just get the word out and have every WordPress website run it, what kind of impact could that have the world? How much time are we saving? Are we saving, like, I'd like to have it so that every day that we save 365 days. Wouldn't that be cool? We're actually pretty close pretty soon to actually saving 1 second per second. And after that, we're actually going back in time. I've spoken to Marty McFly, and he says that I can probably get a ride in the DeLorean, and once we hit 88 miles per hour, we're going back to the future. Something like that. Anyways, I digress. The idea is that we're going to be able to track with this next version of Pegasus how much time the human impact is in having your site optimized. So that means that although I have the features pretty much done, the interface is getting a complete overhaul because we're going to be including these new metrics to show you what the impact is. And so, dun, 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 Pegasus 2.0 will be the next release. That's a major release, and it's almost 1 year to the date. I think we launched Pegasus.com December 1st last year, somewhere thereabouts. And so with this, we are going to be saying, 1 year to the date pretty much, and we are out to Pegasus 2.0. Pegasus 3.0 is going to be awesome, by the way. Not getting ahead of ourselves or anything, but Pegasus 2.0 is going to be incredible, but Pegasus 3.0 is just going to be the next evolution. So that's what's been keeping me busy, is the new interface and incorporating all these features like deferring unused CSS, lazy loading background images. I did not even realize that that was a thing. Who knew? Who knew you could do that? I had to do a whole bunch of research for that one. Gosh, what other things did we implement? I think I want to say that we implemented probably 7 or 8 new features. That's a one big update. So, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you've had an excellent week, and you've got great plans for the weekend ahead. It looks drizzly out here, so we're gonna be spending the weekend inside. But yeah, we'll talk to you again next week. Hopefully, I survive another week without calling. All right, bye bye.